Well, welcome back, everybody, to the High Vibes with Binu podcast. Today, I want to talk about emotions and sometimes the overwhelming amount of emotions that some of us sensitive empaths go through, and how you can do some daily things to free it from your body, from your mind. Let's dive in. Welcome to the High Vibes podcast. I'm Binu, your host. My goal with every episode is to leave you feeling better, shining your light a little bit brighter than before you press play. Let's dive in. Okay, so this conversation is actually stemmed from a conversation with one of my private clients. And it's always a sign to me that if one person's dealing with this, then the collective probably is dealing with this. And especially if you are in my age group. I'm 55. This client of mine is probably late 50s, early 60s. And she came to me on the last private call. She's one of my private coaching clients and was dealing with a lot of overwhelm. And when I know that overwhelm shows up, because I know it very well, I've gone through it myself, but I understand what's happening now in the subconscious mind from our conditioning. And I have some amazing tools and tricks and hacks, I guess, so to speak, to help people move through them. So I'm going to share this with you because if you're listening to this and you're in a state of overwhelm right now, I'm hoping this can help you. First, take a breath. Literally, if you're in overwhelm, take 3 deep breaths, nice and deep, and exhale it out. And I did this in real time with this client. I'm actually going to record a small meditation for her to be able to use anytime she wants. But it was really interesting what has happened because all the emotions from different parts of her life are all showing up at once. She does a lot of work in the world, not necessarily a business, but in a whole bunch of other ways. She's a giver. She's an empath. She's a beautiful, sensitive soul. She has an aging parent. She has adult children. And she has neighbors that she's really connected to and community members that she helps. And so she was dealing with not just sadness from someone passing away, but also some frustrating moments with something else that she's involved with. And just put these two together. You've got sadness showing up, like life's, like even I said to her, okay, life's showing up. And then you've got this frustration from other parts of your life. And just those two alone, so she actually had 2 or 3 other things that were all in 1 week showing up, and she was feeling frustrated. So the one thing I really want to share with you all is what came out of this call is I asked her to feel the sadness. I asked her actually if she's been feeling the sadness. Has she given herself time to experience the emotion of sadness, given all the other things that she has going on in her life? And she has great things happening too, don't get me wrong. But when these lower vibrational emotions show up, which are real, which sometimes we have no control over, we try to control. And so I also love sharing with my clients the serenity prayer. And if you don't say the word God, you can substitute the word universe. And it's just the first line. To accept the things that we cannot change and to really have the wisdom to know the difference between the things that we can control and the things that we can't control. The things that we can change and things that we can't. It's really empowering, actually. And so when I asked her about whether she's given herself time to feel the emotions of sadness, she said no. She goes, I've just been pushing through because that's what we do, right? That's what we do. And she even admitted it. She goes, this is how it's always been. When things get really, really overwhelming, I just push through. And so we needed this call today. So our call was today, or the day I'm recording this. We needed this coaching call for her to just pause long enough for me to ask her a question, for her to go inward and tap into her own inner spirit, her own soul essence, and get clear on what she needs right now. And that's what coaching can do. Literally just you ask somebody a question, it forces them to go into their own mind, their own divine mind, and get their own answers. And so her answer was, yeah, I get to just feel the sadness. And what I love to share with people is, because I've been through a lot of grief in my life, is you don't have to take hours to deal with your grief or to feel the sadness. It can be a minute here, 5 minutes there, 10 minutes there. And so it can be in the car. It can be while you're driving and turn the radio off and call in your universe, call in, tap inward to your own inner spirit and your soul and speak to that higher part of yourself and express yourself and allow yourself to feel the sadness. And what's really miraculous is when you feel it, you actually free it. I'm going to say that again. When you feel it, you actually free it. And this came out of the mouth of somebody that I interviewed a few weeks ago. And it stuck with me. I'm like, oh, I got to share this with people. And it showed up on this coaching call today. And we were talking about, this client and we were talking about how, in our age group, so I don't know how old you are listening to this, but maybe you've experienced this because I think it's a world conditioning thing. We minimize the feeling of all the feels, like the feeling of the good, the feeling of the sad. Like I remember after the Manifest Her event, so many of my friends were saying, so many of my coach friends were saying, soak it in, Binu. Don't rush to the next thing. And I'm like, yes, you're right. Like, thanks for the reminder. Be with the experience of the beautiful euphoric feeling of having that event, sharing it with all the women. But it also goes with the low emotions. We need to feel this full spectrum, the duality of the low vibe and the high vibe. And so this podcast is called High Vibes with Binu, but it's because we have the low vibrational emotions show up. I just say don't dwell there. Don't dip so far that you now feel so low and so depressed, right? Because there is a fine line, I guess. It's to recognize you're in a low emotion, you're in a low emotional state, you're feeling sadness, not to fight it, not to suppress it. It's actually just to be with it. Just put your hand on your heart, close your eyes, even like I'm doing now, and just sit with it, feel it. What does it feel like? It feels heavy. It feels warm. Oh, I've got a little bit of a discomfort in my stomach. Like name the feeling, but literally just, I feel sad. I feel frustrated. I'm feeling overwhelmed. When you feel it, and with this client in front of me today, she actually said, Binu, I actually feel it leaving my body. It was getting stuck in her body because she was trying to push through and not pay attention to it. And so the next step is actually to be neutral with it. So especially when you're dealing with frustration, what I was saying to her is often when we feel frustrated, it usually involves other people. And we have to be careful not to be frustrated at somebody or frustrated with us. We can be frustrated. We can feel the emotion of frustration, of anger, and not have it attached to anybody, not have any judgment attached to it. And that's the biggest freeing thing to me. I'm here to eradicate judgment in all ways in how we think about our businesses, our relationships, in our everyday life. But be neutral to it. And when you can be neutral with how you are feeling with these emotions, that's actually the magic of freeing it. That's how actually we can move forward in life without getting caught and having these feelings stop and get stuck in our body. And so in real time, when you notice these things happening, and I've been there, I've had weeks like this where someone's passed away, I've gone to a funeral, it's brought up all these things around my own grief, losing my mom when I was a young woman. And then I've got coaching calls, I've got kids, I've got a husband, everyday things. We sometimes just need to take a minute and literally just take a minute, take 2 minutes, take 5 minutes and just be. Put your hand on your heart, call the universe in, ask for support, feel it. Truly let the feeling run through your body. And emotion, remember, is energy in motion. So maybe you need to put on a soft song, your favorite YouTube song or Spotify song, and just meditate, be still, walk with, drive with. Just to let the sound frequency of the music help to move the emotions through. I have a few favorite songs. Maybe you have a few favorite songs. So I invite you to just pay attention to what are those songs? What are the modes that you use? And as I'm saying this, I'm moving to, I had 2 clients today, and the other one we were talking about nature. the incredible beauty of nature and water. So she was going through also a very hard time. What's interesting, I'm realizing, is the alignment in my 2 private coaching calls today. She also went to a funeral. She also was having some frustration in her business. And again, this double trouble, so to speak, the 2 low vibe emotions showing up at once created a mountain of overwhelm. And so what she did for herself is she took herself to the lake, and it's something we talk about a lot. She says, Binu, the water just helps me. So I'm like, so go. Even if it's too cold and you can't get out of your car, just sit there. But she got out of her car. And with the sun shining on this beautiful lake, and we're in February, we're in March recording this, she saw 3 swans. And swans are such a spiritual animal. And she just said, nature just makes me feel so good, like the water makes me feel good. So the swans, we did look it up because I always forget the deeper spiritual meaning. And if you need guidance on how to interpret signs, please reach out to me. I'd love to drop voice notes for people and to guide them how to do this. I do have an episode, I think it was episode 112 and 113, where I talk about discerning your own spiritual signs. But the swans for her were a message of listening quietly to her intuition, trusting her instincts, and purity, beauty, and unconditional love. It's like a reminder for her to tap into that unconditional loving source of the universe that's coming through her and letting it speak to her louder than the sneaky monkey thoughts that were coming up. She fell into the I shoulds. I should have done that. I should have done that. And then she was feeling bad about not doing it. And I reminded her that's just conditioning because it didn't make her feel good. Yet trusting her instincts like she did made her feel good. Going to the lake and seeing the swans, you know what she said to me? She said, Binu, I instantly felt lighter. So I want you to take that in. Going into nature, using the water, the lake, this infinite source, why I believe it made her feel infinitely better is because the infinite source of abundance that the lake is mirrors the infinite source of goodness, beauty, truth that the universe offers us. That infinite source of unconditional love and guidance that the universe offers us. That's why nature to me and the lake is so instantly miraculously this medicine that we all have access to. And listening to her have that experience and then talking about the swans, she felt so good, so at peace. She always says, like, she leaves our calls feeling peace in her heart. That's what the goal is. She has this incredible business, and I love it that, you know, people hire me to help them move through their businesses, but we usually never talk about the business. It's always the woman behind the business, who she is being behind the brand, behind the work, behind the sexy and the unsexy work that we get to do in our businesses, behind the woman behind the conversations with our loved ones. That is what we are doing. Releasing the subconscious programming, the conditioning, and bringing the spiritual, universal, incredible tool in to guide us. Because remember, friends, you're spiritual beings having a human experience. You're here to have soul growth. We are here to have the journey of learning and growing. And so with this today, I hope something has helped you. And maybe just as simple as like you get to feel your emotions. You get to feel sad when sad comes up. I was telling both of these clients actually that sometimes I feel sad. I get the grief emotions coming up for no apparent reason. Like my mom passed away when I was 20 and I'm 55 now. We're approaching 35 years, which blows my mind. And I still get sad. It's very small and few. I've cleared and unraveled so many things around grief and loss, but it still shows up. And sometimes I don't know why, but I just allow myself to cry. I'm a crier. And if you're around me enough or you've been at Manifest Her, you got the tissue pack in the swag bags. And the message is it's okay to cry. And it's okay to feel the emotions. It is actually imperative that you feel all the feels. Because once you feel it and name it, you're able to move through it a lot more smoother, a lot lighter, and you actually get more help from the bigger universe. So with that, friends, I'm always here to guide you further. Feel free to go to my website and grab one of my meditations. If you need a little bit of grounding today, a little bit of pause in your day, there are 2 meditations that you can access from my website. It's just binu.ca, and they will pop up when you go there. And so, as usual, I'm here for the extraordinary life, and I'm so glad you're here with me. Thank you so much for being here. I truly appreciate you listening. If this episode resonated with you and you wish to speed up your growth, feel free to check out my programs and services. Just go to my website, binu.ca. And if you know someone else who is seeking more meaning in life and could use some inspiration and high vibes along the way, please pass them on to me. It would mean the world. And it goes a long way if you take a few seconds right now and leave me a 5-star review and share this with your friends. I'll be forever grateful.